well. Oh, hello fighters, Rusmero here, and today we're going to be opening a box of Butterfly the Moonlight. To be honest with you guys, I've had a really long day at work today, so tonight's gonna be just a very chill opening. I don't think my reactions are gonna be that big because in the first place, the cards and clans in this set aren't that hype for me. We have Granblue, Pale Moon, Dark Irregulars, and Murakumo. And the main highlight of this set would be the cards used by Luna and Arm in the Vanguard G anime. So basically we have, you guys can see on the cover, I think that's the Magician Harri, and for Arm we have, what's it called again? Nightrose, yep. And then we also have Anishi's avatar, Scharhrot, as well as Murakumo cards used by Shinemon, I believe, in the G era as well, the Yasuie series. Now those are actually pretty cool, so I wouldn't mind pulling them, and that is pretty nice. A new order card, I see. I really like the fact that they are really staying faithful to this new mechanic and making new orders like every single set. So this one is called Soul Bullet Roulette. Counterblast 1 to Soul Charge 1, and after that, if you have 2 or more cards in your soul with the same name as the card that you just soul charged, you get to draw 1 card. Alright, I can see that being pretty good for... Ooh. Wow. Seriously? Right off the bat, in our second pack, we are already pulling our VR. I don't know, man, that's honestly really anticlimactic, especially for a day where I'm on such low energy as this. But fortunately, we actually managed to get the VR that I'm most interested in this set. Stealth Rogue of Revelation, Yasuie. On Vanguard once per turn, cost Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Choose 2 of your units, search your deck and drop zone for up to 1 unit with the same name as each of them, call them to rear guard, and if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. So the whole same name searching thing is very typical to Murakumo. And on Vanguard, at the end of a battle in which this unit attacked, discard 2 cards from your hand, write 1 Ambush Demon Stealth Rogue Yasuie Tenma from your drop zone as stand. But during this turn, that unit gets drive -1. Alright, so it looks like our VR has already appeared, but as I mentioned earlier, very nice. I honestly gotta say, the original Yasuie and Yasuie Tenma honestly didn't look that cool to me when Shinemon used them in the original G era, but his brand new artwork in the V Series is really cool. Like, he just looks so malicious and menacing like that right over there. That is just so badass. So that is very nice, cause if not Yasuie, I guess the VR I'd want second most would probably be Nightrose, because of the remaining clans, I gotta say, like, Dark Irregulars and Pale Moon, and actually Murakumo as well, are 3 clans that I've honestly never really had much interest in throughout Vanguard. Like, even during my big Vanguard phase, during the big Break Ride and Limit Break era, I didn't make... Oh, what's this time? I didn't make any decks for those archetypes. And anyway, wait a minute, it looks like we've got a pretty special card here. We actually managed to pull an SP for Pale Moon. So let's see what the remaining cards are first. Just one over here. Card Dealer, Jacqueline. When placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, cost Counterblast 1, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal up to 2 Magia Doll or Lore Pigeon pop from among them, and add them to your hand. After that, shuffle your deck. And if you reveal 2 cards by this effect, after that, put 1 card from your hand into the soul, which I mean, just has to happen, right? If not, the search for 2 cards to add to your hand is really powerful. So that's essentially the new Pale Moon mechanic that revolves around these new Magia Doll cards, but to be honest with you guys, I'm not very familiar with what those cards and mechanics actually do, because as I mentioned earlier, honestly, Pale Moon is something I've never really been interested in. But of the 4 clans in this set, Granblue at least is something that I actually did play during the Limit Break or Break Ride era, and I really quite like the aesthetic of Granblue as well. So other than the Murakumo cards, I wouldn't mind pulling some Granblue cards too. And anyway, up next we've got a double rare, Thin Mist, Banshee. When placed on rearguard by the effects of one of your cards, during this turn, this unit gets power plus 10k. And when retired from rearguard by the effects of one of your cards, draw 1 card. However, this second effect can only be used once per turn, limited by card name. So even if you have multiple Thin Mist Banshees and you retire multiple copies of them, with your unit's effects, you only get to draw 1 card in total. But compared to the Nightrose, which is the VR for Granblue in this set, I'm honestly much more hyped to pull the Lord of the Seven Seas Night Mist instead, because that was that was the card that actually appeared during the Break Right era as like the Break Right card for Granblue, and so I actually built a deck revolving around Lord of the Seven Seas Night Mist and Cocytus Reverse back then, and it was really fun to play, like pulling back, superior calling all of those units, rear guards from the drop zone, so that was really fun and it really brings back a lot of nostalgia for me, so I really wouldn't mind pulling that as well. Oh, nice! Now this is the second, this is the triple rare that we really wanted to pull as part of a set with Yasuie, because this here is Yasuie Tenma, which is the card that you need in order to make use of its second effect. And behind me you've just got some triggers. Now let's take a look at the Ambush Demon Stealth Rook, Yasuie Tenma. On Vanguard, once per turn, cost Counterblast 1, choose one of your units, search your deck or drop zone for one unit with the same name as that unit and call it to rear guard, and if you search your deck, shuffle your deck. So essentially just a toned down version of what the normal Yasuie can do. On rear guard, when this unit attacks, this unit gains power plus 10k during the battle. However, at the end of the battle, retire this unit, choose one of your opponent's rear guards and send it to the bottom of your opponent's deck. I see! Now that is nice, because I really like how like the main Yasuie is really supposed to be your V, and then the second Yasuie will like come in afterwards in order to be like your second withstanding Vanguard attack, but it can also be played as a support rear guard in that sense, and you can basically search it out if you have it as a rear guard while your Vanguard is still the original Yasuie, or even if your Vanguard is also Yasuie Tenma, in order to basically benefit off that. Oh yes, okay, this is what I was gonna talk about, but this essentially over here is called a Treasure's Marker, and it's a new mechanic that that is basically used by the new Night Mist series, the new Lord of the Seven Seas Night Mist, and I just find it so cool, you know, just using cards sort of like this, such as like the Vision tokens used by Dragonic Blade Master. I really love that kind of stuff, so I really like pulling cards. I really like to see this kind of mechanic. That's why I'm especially excited for the new Lord of the Seven Seas. So we're gonna put it over there, and moving on. Yep, nothing interesting in this pack over here. But yes, by making use of the same name calling, in fact in Murakumo, you get to bring out multiple copies of Yasuie Tenma to really power up your lines while getting rid of the opponent's rear guards. And on top of that, you're basically thinning your deck of grade 3s, which increases your chance of pulling triggers as well. So that honestly sounds pretty cool to me, man. Okay, and our next double rare is going to be for Pale Moon, and this is the card that was actually mentioned by card dealer Jacqueline's Effect over here. We're really pulling many related cards today, and this is Lore Pigeon Pop. When placed on rear guard, you can take up to one Magia Doll card from your drop zone and place it in your zone. On rear guard, at the end of a battle in which this unit attacked, if this unit is on a stage, cost Counterblast 1 and return this unit to the hand. Search your deck, soul, or drop zone for a Starry Pop Dragon and call it to a stage. And if you search your deck, shuffle your deck afterwards. So this is another cool new mechanic for Pale Moon. To be honest, I do find it really interesting as well. And essentially, a stage, if I'm not wrong, a stage is kind of like a special version of the additional rearguard circle provided by the XL gift marker. And it's quite different from the usual XL in the sense that you can only have one stage, and then you kind of lose your additional XL markers. But in exchange for sacrificing all your other XL markers, the unit on the stage essentially gets the spotlight shown over its head, and it gains many various benefits and effects such as we saw with the Pop Pigeon over here. Anyway, next we are pulling another triple rare, and this is for Murakumo, the Stealth Rook of Demonic Claws, Yoi Togi. On Vanguard, during your turn, all of the Yoi Togi, aka discard, on your Vanguard and Rearguard circles gain power plus 3k. And when placed on Vanguard or Rearguard from the hand, cost Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1, search your deck or drop zone for up to one Yoi Togi, call it to a Rearguard circle, and if you search your deck, shuffle your deck afterwards. So in the end, just a lot of Murakumo things going on, giving the benefit to units with the same name as it, as well as giving you the ability to search out another unit of the same name. But honestly, nothing too impressive. Other than the Yasuie and Yasuie Tenma, I think another interesting Murakumo card I saw in like the preview for this set is that we're getting new Arresters as well in order to basically boost the Arrestor plays, because honestly, normally, even though if you have both the left and right Arresters to prevent your opponent's Vanguard from blocking, that playstyle basically is kind of weak in the sense that your lines don't really have that much power. Now we have another triple rare, this time for Granblue, the Tommy Ghost Brothers. On Vanguard or Rearguard during your turn, if there are 5 or more cards in your drop zone, this unit gets power plus 5k, very traditional Granblue kind of boost. And when placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, you can search for a grade 3 from the top 5 cards of your deck. So again, this is that same old clan specific grade 3 card searcher, and if you do manage to add a grade 3, you'll have to discard 1 card from your hand in exchange. Same old, just that the condition for the 5k boost is different in this case in order to fit the clan's theme. I am quite surprised that we did manage to pull an SP on top of our VR though. I'm not sure. I have heard that like the ratios for the sets have actually changed somewhat since the previous sets. Silver Petal Dragon Flame, the one with Dragonic Overlord DX, the Cross as well as Alter Ego Messiah, but I'm not too... I did watch like 1 or 2 videos about it, but honestly I don't think it affects me that much because it's a change in ratios that only causes a significant difference if you buy a large number of boxes or packs. Anyway, up next we've got a double rare for Murakumo, Wisteria Flower Stealth Rook, Takehime. When placed on Vanguard, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, reveal up to 1 Yasuie card from among them, add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. So that is going to be a really powerful grade 1 ride if you play a Yasuie deck. On Rearguard once per turn, when your Vanguard with Yasuie in its name is placed, cause Counterblast 1. Choose one of your rearguards and call up to 1 rearguard from your drop zone with the same name as that unit. So, in the end, it's just really supporting the same old mechanic that we've seen all this time again. We're just gonna put that over there. I'm so tired, I'm kind of bad. I don't really have the effort and energy to go and organize my cards correctly according to clan and like rarity today, so do bear with me on this. Alright, moving on to our next pack. Whoa, what's this? A grade 2 12k attacker with no shield at all. Pretty interesting for Murakumo. Oh, and here we go. I'm not sure if I saw this earlier already, but this is a rare card, Backward Arrestor. So this is essentially one of the new arresters to support the whole arrestor mechanic. And for this one, when it boosts either left or right arrestor, you can basically get an additional power boost, and I think you get a soul charge 1 as well, but your Vanguard needs to be a dueling dragon if I'm not wrong, so it has to be either one of those can't remember their names. Is it like Zanbaki or something like that? Yeah, but it's been such a while, and Murakumo isn't one of those clans that I really pay attention to, as I mentioned earlier. I don't know why, even though Murakumo is really similar to Nubatama, like, not in terms of the playstyle, but like more of like the designs, I'm much more into Nubatama and Murakumo, like in the original Limit Break Break Ride era, when Nubatama returned to the card game, and I think like BT13 with a Break Ride, I totally made a deck out of that. Anyway, next we've got a grade 1 double rare, this time for Dark Irregulars, Edge in the Darkness. Now that is one edgy card. When placed on Vanguard, draw 1 card and put 1 card from your hand into the soul. When placed on Rearguard, soul charge 1, and if it was placed by the effect of one of your cards, counter charge 1 as well. Very simple, very effective, pretty strong. Okay. Now we're just down to our 2 final packs. Let's see, I wonder if you'll get another treasures marker, because it feels a bit weird to only get 1 in 1 box, you know, like, they should at least give like 3, because I don't know, that just seems like decent enough to play with. Otherwise, you'll just need to be like collecting treasure markers if you want to play the new Lord of the Seven Seas Night Mist. Okay, down to our final pack, but honestly, at a glance, it looks like we've got all the cards and foils we're supposed to get already. The only thing we might be missing is maybe 1 double rare, because I've not really been keeping track, but you know, the number of double rares you get always tend to sneak up on you without you knowing. Alright, Granblue, Dark Irregulars, and oh, our last card. Yes, we were missing 1 double rare, and this time it's for Dark Irregulars as well again. And this is Single-Eyed Succubus, and she's essentially the critical trigger perfect guard for Dark Irregulars, the kind with 30k shield. So very nice to see all of the different clans getting this kind of card, and with that, that'll be all for this booster box opening. And in our obligatory gift marker pack, we've got 1 Protect 1 XL, the double-sided kind. As usual, if you enjoyed this video, do give it a like. Let me know what you guys think about these new cards in the comment section down below. And don't forget to subscribe for more Vanguard V Series booster box and product openings on the day of release. Our next release is going to be the end of next month, August 28th, with Booster 10, Phantom Dragon Aeon. Now that one I am more hyped about because it's got the return of Shadow Paladin with Kazuma's Drag Driver Luard series, including all those old favorites like Morfessa, and that was a really cool archetype from G, so I'm really looking forward to see it return again. And I do believe there's a new rarity, and of course, we have the return of new support for Tachikaze and Mega Colony. Dinosaurs and bugs? I'm in. So with that, hope to see you guys in the next Vanguard video.
Wake up call, look ahead and step towards the light, shining so unwavering and bright. Meet all your foes head on and play hard, open up the path.